Hi everyone, it's Dot and welcome to week 26 of my final 50. As you know, I just wrapped up a 7-day fast, and what I thought I would do, if you didn't see the videos, I posted them on my blog. I did daily videos of how the fast was going. So I figured I'd show you, give you an idea of what I went through each day. And forgive because we had some technical issues, so each video I sort of reintroduced myself over and over again. Sorry about that. But it'll give you an idea of what happened on my fast and how things went. And then we'll get to my weight afterwards. Hi everyone, it's Dot and welcome to the end of day one of my 7-day fast. And today, spent it over with Mom working on a lot of paperwork, mostly taxes. So one of the things I learned about fasting that really helps me when you're doing, extended fast or any type of long type of fast is to always stay busy, because the busier you are, you don't think about food. And it was perfect. So the first part of the day, I was awesome. I was happy. I was just sort of doing what I needed to do at the house, filing a lot of stuff, putting away papers, finding tax forms, running some numbers for her. So that kept me busy for most of the day, which was great. However, I did make 2 mistakes during the fast. The first one was I wasn't drinking enough water. So I usually carry these big Tervis cups with me of water. Completely forgot to take it with me running out of the house. So I was drinking a little bit more coffee than I would have. Now, I didn't add more cream. I really was drinking black coffee, which I absolutely hate. But I did actually do a run out to Dunkin' Donuts to get a coffee just because I needed to. And I guess I could have just drank water over there, but her tap water doesn't taste that good, and she even says that it doesn't, so that tells me I need to go get her a filter. But anyway, so I had some issues there, but I corrected using coffee. And the other thing I did, which is not the smartest thing to do when you're doing a fast, or especially when you're starting, is I made my mom a big pot of chili because she needed some food and she wasn't in shape to go out to the grocery store yet. So I just thought I'll whip up something and it won't be a big deal. I put it in a crock pot. It won't really smell it. Well, you have to cook it on the stove first, frying up the meat and softening up the vegetables and things like that. So I was definitely the last hour or two extremely hungry, and there wasn't enough liquid to get into my body. I didn't partake. I didn't even taste the chili at all. I was very good. She told me though that it was quite good. She enjoyed it, so that's always a bonus. So that was a mistake that I won't be making again tomorrow. So otherwise, I did pretty good. Other than that, I think I would have done even better if I wasn't making chili. I probably would have been just perfect as far as not really feeling hunger pains. The first day of a fast, I always feel great. Day 2 is always another story. That's usually my day I tend to hit a wall and it's really tough. And tomorrow the challenge is I'm working out with my trainer. So we'll see how that goes. And with that, I will see you tomorrow with day 2 of my fast. Hi everyone, it's Dot and it's the end of day 2. I'm getting ready to go up to bed. Today went as expected. Day 2 is always my hardest day when I do an extended fast, and today was no exception. Morning I was really good because I had a lot of water. I drank a couple of cups of coffee. I had bone broth, so I was all set to take on the day. And then sure enough, around noon, the hunger really hit me, and I was really hungry, and there were times where it felt like, oh, there isn't enough water in the world, but the hunger pangs really last for about maybe 10 minutes or so. And if you drink enough water, you just sort of ride the wave, so to speak. As far as keeping busy, I wasn't as busy as I was yesterday, and I think that's part of it. So I had a 2-hour time period where I'm sitting in a salon. I got my hair done. So sitting for 2 hours not doing anything, you get hungry after a while. So that was a challenge today. The other thing I did notice about myself is that when I'm hungry, I tend to get a little cranky, and that actually fed on the hunger in a way, or made me even hungrier, I should say. So driving home from the salon, bad weather, and that meant really bad traffic in our area. So I was sitting in traffic for about 40 minutes when I was 10 minutes from my home. So I got really frustrated with that. Got angry, and sure enough, that just tended to make me even more hungry. I don't know if I was fixated on a hunger or if I was releasing cortisol, because that can make you hungry. But anyway, it just was a bad afternoon. I'm feeling a lot better right now as I'm getting ready to head off to bed. usually day 3 leads, or day 2 goes a little bit into day 3 with hunger, but then everything subsides and I feel absolutely wonderful after mid-morning usually. So we'll see if that trend continues. But for now, day 2 I am through with, so I'm hoping I'm over the big hump, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow with day 3's update. Hi everyone, it's Dot, and I am wrapping up day 3 of my 7-day fasting challenge. Today went really well, as I was hoping it would after yesterday's. Day 2 is always my toughest day when I do these extended fasts, and today everything went really smooth. Granted, I was very busy helping over at my mom's house with packing up a few things and moving things around for her, so that kept me busy. Although I will have to say, I did a lot of heavy lifting, and sure enough, maybe about 20-30 minutes after all that work, sort of exercise, I got extremely hungry because of it. So when you fast and when you're fasting or doing intermittent fasting and you work out, you are going to build up an appetite. I just went ahead and drank water, so that sort of took care of all the hunger, and they only last 10 minutes, so it was okay. The other thing that did happen today, so it was pretty uneventful, other than when it was around 6:30, my husband was cooking dinner for himself, which is fine, and I told him no problem. But I was upstairs and he was in the kitchen, and it really made me hungry. I could smell whatever he was cooking. It just smelled awesome, which is rare because my husband doesn't really know how to cook, or cooks a little bit. But so I got super hungry with that. So I did tea, I did a little bit of bone broth, I did some more water. So try to tamp that puppy down, so to speak, my hunger. The one thing I realized I didn't do at the beginning of the fast, granted it was pretty hectic when I started it, unfortunately, because of the family issues going on. I normally would have started measuring whether or not, I'm in ketosis and on what day I hit, and I use these little strips that you basically, you run it through a urine stream, and that tells you where you're at, whether you have trace or you have a good level of ketones that you're basically excreting out of your body. That tells you you're burning fat at that point. Well, I forgot to do that. We're day 3 and I should have been doing it. So I'm going to start it at least definitely on day 4. I have 2 different types of strips that I'm testing out, and I'll talk about that later on. So that, hopefully I'll have a better idea if I'll at least know if I'm burning ketones or burning fat with that. So like I said, day 3, pretty easy for the most part, just a few minor little bumps in the road or challenges, but I feel great, and I'm thinking that tomorrow it's going to be even better for me. So with that, I will see you tomorrow for day 4 of my 7-day fasting challenge. Hi everyone, it's Dot, and welcome to day 4 of my 7-day fasting challenge. And I feel great. Absolutely no real sensations of hunger today at all. My energy level has been way up, which is awesome. I'd say my energy level has ticked up each day, which is great. Although I will say that I will have these massive bursts of energy. I go around doing all the stuff I want to do, and if I take like a half-hour break, I find that I'll start crashing, and just because I'm sitting down, but of course I'm sitting down after like 3 or 4 hours of just doing stuff. So, but once I start moving again, the energy level just comes right back up. So that is awesome. That's really happy about that. As far as food, I didn't get into trouble today. I mentioned yesterday that I was going to be at home all day working, and the refrigerator is 10 feet, it was actually 5 feet away from where I was working at. And sure enough, not tempted, I opened the fridge only to grab the cold water that was in there, and that's it. I didn't even look at anything else. Nothing was really calling to me, so to speak. What I did do last night, because I was a little impatient because I hadn't started testing where I was on my ketone levels were to begin with at the beginning of the fast, which I normally do. So I decided to go ahead and do it last night before I went to bed. And I'm using 2 different strips right now. I'm testing a new one out, but this is True Plus ketone test strips. And if you probably have seen this at CVS, Walmart's, or Walgreens, Rite Aid. So all of the pharmacies carry this pretty much. It's pretty much ubiquitous. It's everywhere. But I'm testing this one, and it's popular on Amazon, and it's One Earth Health ketone test strips. The the company contacted me and asked me to test these. Always honest review is my policy. And I said, sure, I'll go ahead and do that. After testing it for the first time, so I didn't open the jar until last night, I can see why there's a very specific reason I can see why it's very popular, but I'll go into that much later on, not during the fasting videos. But anyway, I tested my ketones. Last night I had trace amounts of ketones, so it took me about, I'm assuming by day 3, I was sort of starting to generate ketones essentially, which is really good. This morning when I tested, I was at small amounts of ketones, which is high, which is if you haven't done ketone testing, it has sort of on here a strip, and I don't know if we can zoom in and see that, but you'll see negative traces here, and it's all color coded, which is nice. Small amount, so small amounts right there. But by this afternoon, I hit the moderate amount, which is awesome. So that's a nice fat burning mode that I'm in. And the nice thing about fat burning, when your liver's turning fat into ketone bodies for you to sort of use as fuel, ketones protect you against cancer cells. So again, one of the benefits of doing these extended fasts is because you're generating a lot of ketones in your body, which is protective for non-cancerous cells. It protects them from being taken over by cancer cells that just want to attack and absorb other cells. And actually, I'm going to link to a video I was watching this morning specifically about that at a low-carb down under conference, which was posted online. So I'll post that so you guys can take a look at it and learn a little something too. But again, I feel great. I feel amazingly energetic and active as it's getting, late in the afternoon. And my husband, because he sensed my energy, had sort of suggested, you want to go to a movie tonight? Because he knows usually by 8, 9, 10 o'clock, I'm zonked out. And I'm like, raring to go. So with that, I will see you tomorrow for the update on day 5 of my 7-day weekly or 7-day fasting challenge. And until then, I will see you next time. Hey everyone, it's Dot, and I am wrapping up day 5 of my 7-day fasting challenge. And today, like yesterday, went really smooth. I didn't have any challenges today. While I had a few little hunger pangs yesterday, I had absolutely none today. So it just shows as you go deeper into an extended fast, your hunger really does go away. I'm drinking water. I only did 1 cup of coffee today, no bone broth, and I was pretty much just on water. I feel great, had a lot of energy. I'm winding down today, a couple hours before I go to bed. I just finished steam cleaning a carpet, so big bundle of energy today. Again, that's the other thing, is my fast progresses, I have more and more energy. And the nice thing about it is when I'm done for the day, I feel wiped out and exhausted, but I know I got a lot done because I was just whipping from one project to the next all day long. So I'm very happy about that. And as far as measuring my ketones, I'm still doing that, and I'm still in a very good range. I went from moderate to slightly, I don't have it in front of me, but the measurement just above the moderate one. I'm there now, and I've been there since yesterday, 6 o'clock, and I've been that way all day today. So I'm really fat burning. I'm doing a lot of fat burning. I'm releasing a lot of ketones. And again, the beautiful thing about that is it's protecting my cells. So all the healthy cells are being protected from anything that might, try to damage them. So awesome. I've got just 2 more days to go with my 7-day fast. And I will see you tomorrow when I talk a little bit about how I did on day 6. Hi everyone, it's Dot, and today is the end of day 6 of my 7-day fasting challenge. So 6 days down, 1 more to go. And today was pretty much like day 5. A lot of energy when I got up, very busy today, basically painted the living room. And otherwise, I didn't feel any hunger whatsoever. I just had a lot of energy, stayed busy, so I used all that energy up. Just drank water quite a bit, a little bit of coffee, and that's it. So no big surprise. The longer you go in your fast, the easier it actually feels or gets. Now that doesn't mean you go and fast for 35 days in a row or something like that. Don't do that. You need a doctor's supervision if you do something like that. But 7 days for me, this time around has been really simple so far. I mean, I got 1 more day to go. Now, I would say this, that it may seem easy, and I'm telling you it's easy, and this time certainly is, but the key is, I said this time. I've done these many times before. I've tried doing them, And I usually, day 2, I'd always hit a wall, or maybe even into day 3, I'd hit a wall and I'd, just have to get something to eat. So it takes a lot of practice to do this. So if you're interested in fasting, try intermittent fasting. You can do something like that, which is just meaning stop, eat your dinner at 6, you're done eating at 7, and then don't eat again until maybe 10 o'clock or noon the next day. That way you're using your sleep time and you sort of get a feel for what it's going to be like. But in general, you definitely can do that. And it's pretty cheap this week for us because we didn't eat out. My husband ate what was in the fridge and we didn't go grocery shopping. So saved money and basically got a little healthier too. So that's a bonus. That's a double bonus actually. So with that, I will see you tomorrow for day 7. And it is the last day of my fasting challenge. Hi everyone, and first of all, happy Easter. But today is day 7 of my 7-day fasting challenge. And I'm going to be breaking my fast in about an hour or so. So I wanted to give you an update because I'm not going to film during the family get together at Easter. But anyway, today went off great for the most part. I still don't really have any hunger pains at all. I don't actually have any hunger. I don't feel the need to eat right now. So that's still awesome. This morning, to keep busy before festivities today, I decided to clean my house, or clean my bedroom specifically. And I was fighting with my vacuum cleaner, trying to dump out all of the dog hair and dust and cat fur. And I did it successfully, but I also ended up getting a lot on my jeans that I was wearing at the time, and that was the jeans I was planning to wear for the day. And sure enough, all my clothes are in the washing machine, so I was a little perplexed about what I was going to wear for, our little soiree tonight. And so I reached into my closet and I pulled out the pair of jeans that I used to be able to fit into before my diagnosis. So this is jeans from 2 years ago. It's a size smaller, and put them on. And sure enough, they fit, no problems. They're a tiny bit loose too, so woo. But I also know that's because of the fast, and it has nothing to do with my recent weight loss efforts. It really has to do with the fast. And I know there's a chance I'm certainly going to gain some of that weight back once I start eating in general. But that was really awesome, and that made me feel great, obviously. Now, for those of you who are wondering how I'm going to break my fast, well, what I'm going to do is in about an hour, I'm going to have basically a very small salad. And a salad is just going to be about a cup and a half of arugula leaves. I'm going to have some toasted pine nuts on it. And then I'm going to add on there a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. That's how I'm going to break my fast. So I'm going to eat that about a half hour before the meal actually hits. And again, I just want to reintroduce food slowly, not do it fast. In fact, what I'm probably going to do on top of the salad is actually wait a little bit longer to before I eat, maybe about 45 minutes after the salad. But at the half hour mark, I'm going to have some macadamia nuts, just a handful, again, about an ounce. Again, getting used to getting food back into my system. And if my stomach isn't terribly upset over those, and typically it's not, that's usually the way I break a fast, then I can go ahead with dinner. But dinner isn't, there's a tendency to overeat at dinner. My goal isn't to do that. I'm just going to eat until I'm full. And certainly with the salad, with the olive oil and pine nuts, and then with the macadamia nuts, I'm going to get full pretty much, since I'm really using a lot of fat in my diet, which is what I want to do. So with that, I am planning to do a wrap-up video about fasting, about my experience with this fast, and we'll post that to my YouTube channel. But for now, happy Easter to everybody, and I'll see you next time. So as you can see, the fast went great. Other than day 2, everything went pretty much smooth. I wasn't that hungry after day 2. My hunger dissipated the longer my fast went. Now, as far as my weight, as you know, I wasn't able to weigh myself prior to starting the fast, simply because we had a family emergency, and I ended up spending quite a few days waiting around in a hospital, which meant I ate really bad hospital food, probably the most unhealthy food I've ever experienced in my life. And so I'm thinking I probably was up a pound, maybe up to 208, maybe even 209 right before I started the fast. So let's see how I actually did. So So 197.8. And again, it's not about the weight loss. And keep in mind, I'm not terribly excited. Yes, I'm under 200 pounds right now. But the truth is, usually when you do an extended fast, people tend to gain anywhere from 50 to 75% of the weight back. So right there, it looks like a 10 pound, I'm assuming about a 10, 11 pound loss during that 7-day fasting period. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to do my best to stay in ketosis now, since I'm clearly in ketosis after that fast. And hopefully my weight gain won't be that dramatic, but I'm also having realistic expectations too. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit like, share with your friends, and also subscribe. And until next time, I'll see ya.